So me and Joe just did a live reading of Jojolion 99, which, dare I say, might be the best chapter of Jojolion yet. Is that fair to say?
My brain's melting for sure.
We haven't even had time to process this, but we're gonna. So we did something a little weird. We don't know if we like it or you guys like it. We might upload both and see if you guys enjoy it. But we're going to go ahead and do like a quick thumb through and review. So this will be shorter than our usual podcast because we got some of our opinions out early on. But from the start, this chapter is very focused on Toru and Rai. Yeah. And this first page, we talked about it. If this is implying that Hermes and Enya are rock humans, I think Hermes might not be, but I feel like a later panel might imply that Enya is.
Yeah.
This stuff with the rock human babies is wild.
It's fucking nuts. I told Willard this, I think, before we started recording, but I feel like Araki looked at his fucking series and went, you know what I haven't done in a long time? Emphasize the bizarre part of my series. I think I'll do that today.
Which is a fucking lie, because just last chapter he hit us with do-do-do then da-da-da.
I know. Like, this boy thinks he needs to make it more crazier than it already is.
Off the dome, I wanna... Jojolion has a theme of motherhood, you know?
Uh-huh. It's a motherhood and family.
Yeah.
That's the big...
And I feel like it's interesting that what could very well be the main antagonists, it's unsure, but, like, honestly, I'm leaning now. Like, I could see it happening because this chapter really built up Toru as, like, Toru and the rock humans as just beings that don't coexist with humans, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They have a very distinct way, and, like, from birth, they have instincts that we don't have. They're built differently as silicon type of life forms. Just this shit about, like, they have to grow up in a beehive and then they just suddenly expand.
Not a beehive, a wasp nest.
Which is interesting. Because wasps are assholes, so they grow up in a society of assholes. I wonder if there's like a direct correlation there.
Yeah. But it's interesting because it hammers home the idea of, like, family and motherhood and what it is to take a family, or, like, save your family and, like, maintain your family and do what's best for your family, which is great in retrospect for what's been happening in Jojolion, where you have Josuke Higasakata has no family but Holly. It doesn't even know who he is.
Yeah.
You have Jobin, who is struggling with his father about where to take the family and how... where the family needs to go and sticking with traditions or finding something else to do to save the family.
You have the rock humans who, you know what? Mm-hmm. I recontextualized them all. They want power, right? And they want, like, they want this fruit so they can have a stronghold in the world. But that's because they exist in a world that is predominantly dominated by creatures that are opposed to their way of living. Creatures that migrate and expand and take over. Well, these creatures need to exist in places of power that are prone to being taken over.
But at the same time, like, they would rather not do it with other rock humans. They just want to be by themselves. Which makes sense why none of them felt bad when they died.
Yeah, they don't have that camaraderie that we're going to have when Rai dies next chapter. So, okay, at first I thought Toru had Josuke style, like... Rokaka things, but no, this is just like his Dr. Stone shell, like, cracking.
Yeah,
so never mind. But yeah, this is Toru's birth, and he's out there in the world with other rock humans. I'm definitely gonna... This fallback theory is a really cool introduction to this. Like, JoJo has lore now.
Which is weird.
I wasn't ready to wake up in a world where JoJo has good lore.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Araki's definitely a creationist. No, I'm not saying it like as a joke or a statement. It's just like all of his stories. Like, I feel like there is a god or a creator of life forms because he keeps referring to them. You know. And
Well,
in part 6, he's like, only God could withstand Made in Heaven.
Well,
And
JoJo's
Jesus.
like big theme is JoJo's big theme is like fate. So I think like the idea being is that there's something that creates fate or sets a path down.
Yeah, that's one thing. But the other theme is like the gloriousness of humanity, and he said that in his book, where like a theme of JoJo's is humanity's fighting spirit and how they will overcome.
Yeah.
And now we have these alternate humans that were a fallback. You kind of have to feel bad for them. We're like, nature decided that there's not going to be many of you, and you're going to grow up a harsh, different life in case humanity doesn't flourish. So
yeah,
cool.
or any carbon-based thing doesn't flourish, really. It's because you have the animals, too.
Yeah.
It's... Also, rock humans apparently don't have butt cracks. They're just flat.
You just can't draw the butt crack. He has a big ass left foot though. That perspective is weird.
Yeah.
So this page, I need to analyze what he's really trying to say with this page. I think I think he's getting at the migration of humanity, because humans in like, because part 7 has a lot of like Western expansion vibes, or I guess they're moving Eastern, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it has like expansion
in comparison
vibes.
to Japan, like it's whatever.
But here they're going through a devil's palm, which is a place of power.
Right. And I mentioned this in a read through, but the big thing that's the big like point of conflict is that they mentioned here is that rock humans, in the previous page, rock humans create locations of power that gives them the ability to survive. They'll sometimes make that with people, or they'll do it on their own. Special places that give rock humans special powers as their true homes.
Did it say they create it? Hold on, I'm trying to find. And yeah, they make special places that give rock humans special powers. So do they have a means to create a walleye?
Potentially, that's what it's going at there.
Yeah, they like bless the land, and it becomes a like. Also, like, we have straight up confirmation on what the walleyes are. Like, there's no mistake to be had.
That's what they are. That's why the rock humans are so like concerned about Higashikata Estate, because it's literally right on top of their place of power.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why the Rokakakaka turns out the way it does when it's finally like grown there.
Wait.
So we know why
they create it. They use saints to create it, dude.
Yeah.
That's why they show the briefcase here.
Mm-hmm.
So they use the power of saints, which part 7 says that there are multiple saints, not just Jesus, that are blessed. So I think they might be using the corpse of saints to create places of power. That might be the implication.
Yes. And so when Johnny came over and
created
did
a new
his
place
whole
of
thing,
power. Yeah.
Right, and when all the rock humans just shot up out of nowhere, that's where they all migrated to.
Yeah. This is super interesting. Now, what I want to discuss is, like, what is Araki doing with the stone mask here?
It might be he's trying to show ways that those places of powers are made, maybe, like through the stone mask or through the arrow. You know?
Oh my god, dude! This is like more like stand users attract stand users. Is that what a place of power is? Like, that concept.
Yeah.
That's been like one of my favorite concepts of JoJo's. Now has been recontextualized.
So like the arrow is attracting rock humans or whatever you want to that location because it's a place of power. The mask does the same thing.
Yeah.
And then the Saint's corpse does the same thing. It's the same idea.
Araki's retconning all of JoJo's, but in a really good way. Because here's the thing: the mask and Enya shouldn't exist in this universe, as far as we're aware.
Yeah. So, but I think he's just using this as an example of like it's the same idea of sand users attract sand users, and that Dio created followers with the mask because it's power, and its power like finds people, attracts other people to come to it, and so on and so forth. It's that same concept essentially.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is why Toru is obsessed with the Higashikata estate because that's a place of power that got made from the Saint's corpse being buried there.
And they're obsessed with the fruit because it is they're either
It,
that maybe that's how they make the next special place, or like maybe it's just
that's what I was gonna say.
it could be like, so there's two ways you could look at it, like a physical, like we're going to get rich and powerful from this so we can have the means to keep our places of power, or it's literally going to create a new place of power.
Alternatively, because they can make fruit there, they can take that fruit and make other places of power with the fruit so they don't have to live together.
Possibly.
But because they're solitary creatures. But yeah, that's the idea, is that they're things that create places of power, and that's where they gravitate towards.
We get a Rise flashback here, which is really... I really like him and Norisuke's past, like how far back they go, but also the reveal that it was the head doctor / Toru that killed...
Rai's father.
Yeah, because they were looking into the rock insects.
I also like how Araki's able to explain both things that Rise sees in this chapter, so we don't have another mystery that we're just going off of.
This is really great, and this really softens the blow of stand office hours. Because, like...
Yeah.
This is what Toru does. He's a puppet master who likes to work in the shadows while his stand is the one who does things. That's really interesting.
Very Diavolo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good.
Yeah, but good.
Yo, hot page. Like, the Wonder of You looks so cool, and I love how Araki shifts from drawing the stand face to the human face. He just flip-flops. Like, you get the image that it's shimmering, like, depending on the angle you're looking, like, maybe you get a different face or something. Really cool. And then you get to the encounter where the head doctor forces Josuke to get out of the chair. So this asbestos thing, when did Josuke get asbestos?
I think it's because of the fruit, the Rokakaka that he ate.
Oh, he was saying that fruits expand, and let's jump to that page.
Because he's talking about the pears. The pears expanded, and they produced the asbestos, and the things that ate the pears also produced the asbestos when they expand, when they moved or stretched out.
Possibly.
Yeah,
because I don't think the popsicle stick hit Josuke last chapter.
No, that's not. It's not why. It's part of the Wonder of You. Yeah,
it's just like, you remember when Josuke drank the rock serum the first time, it turned into rock in his mouth because it was the Wonder of You making that a calamity. So it's making the plant that Josuke ate a calamity, possibly.
Right. If you try to escape or extend your joints, every hole in your body will spew out asbestos. But I think what's causing that is actually the...
no, but it has to be the insect, because that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's the insect. It's the insect. Yeah, it's the insect that causes that, not the Wonder of You. When the insect shows up, it activates. That's the insect stand, I guess. It's basically just Green Day, except now instead of going down, it's whenever you
go up or expand. Rather
expand when you push away or anything.
I'm just trying to figure out if the presence of it, or if it did something to Josuke in one of these pages. Because here's this page. Josuke, I think this is showing that Josuke's still sitting.
Yeah. Now he's moving forward, like he's leaning into the crane.
This is him expanding right here, and that's why it happens.
Yeah. But remember, in the last chapter, Josuke does get a cut from the attack.
Okay, that will explain it then. If he did get hurt, then that's what caused this.
Yeah, because he
hasn't moved since. That's why it's happening now.
Yeah.
The calamity might also be speeding it up. So Rai blocked the popsicle sticks, so I think Rai's gonna get asbestos next.
Yeah. So I think what's happening is the asbestos is activating, but then the calamity is doubling up on it. Yeah. So it's like comboing off of it.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, when it...
that follows what he's done in the past, you know? That leads us to the end of the chapter where the Dododo de Dadada is sneaking up behind Josuke for more Bestos-based attacks. But this dark determination, I don't think we've seen Josuke with a dark determination yet.
I don't think so.
That's fucking hot. Araki like reread all of JoJo's last month because
yeah,
this is
he was quarantined. He's like, I got nothing else to do.
yeah. Oh, great chapter.
Great chapter. Not something I expected to walk into. I
Not
did
at
that
all.
last chapter too, but like that one was a little bit like, oh, okay, we're gonna head Doctor Conflict.
Yeah.
This was wild.
This might be the most memorable JoJo chapter in the whole batch for me. Josuke is going to beat the shit out of this old man. Stand.
Oh, I can't wait to figure out how this all works out. While we were reading, we mentioned mother and child.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because it's the opposite of what happens here, where Kato goes to the cave with Jobin to save him and everything. She's there for him, even though it means sacrificing this other person. But like motherhood and family is a big theme of Jojolion. And this one doubled down on it, which is crazy.
The antagonist group has no familial ties; they only have ambition. Which is
they only have like business contacts and whatever, or like, it's dope.
Jojolion's so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go edit these bad boys.
All right. But that's our talk.
Join us next month. Let us know if we do end up uploading that live read. Let us know if you like it. We're not professional voice actors, so we just did what we could. But I had a lot of fun doing the live reaction with Joe.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye.